Kia ora and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Today I am reviewing the Pēbēo watercolour aquafine, aquarelle fine watercolour set. It's 12 half pans and it comes with a brush. Clearly I have already used it, but I've only used it very briefly to swatch it, which I'll be doing over here, which I've already sketched out and stuff. On first glance, like I've used them like once. It was actually quite hard to take off the wrapper, so it's actually left a bit of glue around the edges, which is very annoying because paint can get stuck underneath and stuff, as well as a little bit of cracking, as you can see here on the yellow. This is plastic and it does come out if you want it to, but plastic means it's easier to stain, and it's like quite it's not the strongest plastic. As you can see, you can take the half pans out if you wish, and change the order up or add some new ones in there. It's got quite a good selection of colours, so yeah, I'll get to swatching. I've just sprayed them with water, but as that gets soaked in, the brush, I'd like to go through that. So it comes with a brush as well. It's quite nice. It's synthetic, so if you bend it, it keeps its point. It's quite nice. It screws in, so like you can fold it up or screw it together, and it makes a longer brush. The few times I have used it, I've enjoyed it, so I will be using this brush today. Okay, ready for the swatches now. So, lemon yellow. When I did use these paints, one thing I found was that they lost a lot of their colour once they dried down. And I absolutely hated using them. I know since then, this was like a couple years ago, they have reformulated, so hopefully it is better. And I'd also like to say this is not watercolor paper, so just keep that in mind when judging these. But at the moment, these are looking pretty good. If they dry fast enough, I will do a second coat over top just to see how well they glaze. I have written down the colours corresponding with the swatch if you want to know that. They don't really provide any information about what pigments are used or what the light fastness is, but these are student grade, and this was only like around $20, so I would like to assume that these are not light fast and are just student grade paints and not professional. But with these swatches, I'm actually quite impressed compared to last time I bought these paints. And this is a different tin from what I originally had, so see how those dry. But for the moment, I have a sketch. Of course, it's a cat. I love my cats. It's just a rough sketch, and that's why the eyes look a little derpy. But the pen I used, if you're curious, is this Pilot pen. I like this pen. It's quite nice. It does dry slowly, so you have to let it dry before being able to put watercolor over it. But once you let it dry, it's very waterproof. So the thing about my cat is that she's actually quite an interesting colour, so I'm just mixing over here, and if I need more mixing area, I will just go grab that. I have received about this is about a month ago now, the last Schminke Hoardem granulating set. So I bought that a while ago. It's a 15mm instead of a 5mm, just because the Volcano one, that one was so hard to find in the 5mm set. So I just ended up getting the 15mm, which I'm not complaining about. It's just I'm a little bit OCD about it, but that's okay. And I was hoping to do like a little series on all the Schminke Hoardem granulating sets, because I absolutely adore Schminke Hoardem and would love to do like a review on like those little sets, as well as the A Spectrum or Art Spectrum paints. I got the Australian landscape watercolour set of that because I wanted to try the brand, and I had an indigo, but I wanted to explore the brand a little bit more, and the Australian landscape set was actually a perfect way to try some new colours, such as like cobalt and some like a mauve purple and like a buff titanium white kind of colour. And like there's some really nice colour names, such as like Aussie Red or something like that. And I have swatched them, and I've put them in the Daniel Smith set I reviewed last video. So there's like 12 colours and 12 half pan spaces left for that, so I just put them in there. So I actually had a palette for them, and so that is quite an interesting colour selection of paints in that set now, and that tin, sorry. So I was hoping to do that maybe next video, whenever that will be. Yeah. It's quite hard to, because I don't actually have a place to put the phone, so it's just like holding it up, and it's like, oh no, am I even getting this on in view and stuff? This is my own photo. She was in a bit of a posing mood, my cat. She was like, yes, you can take photos of me. So I took as many as I could, but of course my camera, the quality of the camera is absolutely shocking. So there you go. And I'll show you the tin and swatches of the first Pēbēo set I got, because I absolutely hated it. And here we are back where we started with the same colours, slightly different tin, but absolutely terrifying to use them. I was like, oh no, I'm going to hate these. But my mum got them for me, so I didn't want to refuse, you know. And then still blue background, I guess. Mind that. But I actually really like this brush. It's super nice to use, and I quite like synthetic brushes just because they hold their shape, and you can get quite good points and stuff with them. So it's really nice to use. And this book it's like maybe 150, 200 GMS. So it's not really made for watercolor paper, but I wanted to just have something I could sketch in without worrying about it. And this was only like $20 for like 200 pages or something like that. So I was like, oh, why not? And it's been quite fun to just fiddle around with my paints and just not worry about the paper, because paper is expensive, and I've got limited ranges in New Zealand here. Yeah, there's stuff on the carpet. This is carpet, by the way, but it can be grass. It can just be whatever, because it's the background, and no one cares about the background. I probably will finish the painting off camera, just because it will take a little while, and I don't want this video to be too long. I'll see how I go. Yeah, I'm still using the palette here. It's beating up a bit because it is plastic. It's also quite a small area, so if you want to get the set in particular, I'd recommend making sure you have mixing area, because there's the other 12. There's another one with the same colours. It just comes in a metal tin instead of the oval. It doesn't come with the brush, but it does come with like a tin, like a travelling set tin, which is quite good. The metal is a little flimsy and quite bendable, but apart from, and it stains quite easily, but once you get over that, it's quite good. Another thing with these paints, actually, just smelling it, sorry. Yeah, they smell weird. They smell quite distinctive and strange. But if you get over that and like you don't mind it, like, I don't know how to describe the smell, but it just doesn't smell right. Yeah, no, it doesn't smell quite right. So just if you are sensitive to smell, it does have a distinctive smell, and it's like not a soft smell. It's quite strong, and it hasn't gone away, even though I've had this set for like about a month or two. Like, I haven't used it in that time, but like I have had it. So yeah, just letting you guys know. I'm just thinking, I'm like, how do I fix this? My forte is not cats, it's actually birds, even though I love cats. It's just don't want to overdo it, because otherwise it will look worse. Sorry, it might be a bit awkward without the noise, but it's alright. Well, that looks terrible. But I might just leave it. You can see all the different colours in it and stuff. I might show you it when it dries to see if there's a shift or not. Because they look quite strong now, but I'm wondering how much that will shift when it dries. So I'll definitely show you that. The colour wheel, it's not 100% dry, but like the permanent green's almost dry. So I'll also give that a second coat, and I'll see you guys soon. So the painting and swatches have almost dried, but before that, this is the tin that I had about a couple of years ago, before they changed the formula. I'm pretty sure they have. So it's white. It had another bit of tray, but as you can see, I kind of snipped that off. It's got 3 mixing wells. It's stained really badly, but I did like how I had 3 mixing wells. As you can see, I haven't really cleaned it. This was a big downfall for me. It was just kind of stuck with tape, and it came out really easily. It was also quite sharp, like, and then underneath you could take this out, of course. It did leak through here, but yeah, I mean, it was quite good, especially considering how cheap it was. You know, like I said, parts that this came out, it's still sticky. It's just not the greatest. But yeah, and there was another bit that came out and sat here with you know, the little classic wells and stuff. But yeah, apart from that, it's actually quite a good container. It's got like the thumb ring on the back there, and it's got these little stand bits if you find those useful. So it has officially dried now. There isn't too much of a colour shift, I don't think. There is definitely one with the black and dark colours, but I mean, I guess you could just layer them up and stuff, but that was the problem I had, was that I couldn't really layer them up. But these darker areas definitely give me hope that it works, and it has actually changed formulas since last time I used them. This is the colour wheel. I have layered them with another swatch. They haven't completely dried, but I think that's good enough. Like, you can kind of tell they're good colours. It's a pretty good set if you are looking for a student grade one, especially a cheap one in New Zealand, because it's quite hard to find student grade sets like in store and stuff, so this is a really good one. Yeah, it was only like $30 on sale, so if you are looking for a cheaper set that isn't like as expensive as the Cotmans, this is a good set to go with, especially with the new formulation. And this circular one in particular is the one I would recommend. Although it doesn't have much of a mixing area, it does come with a good brush, which I actually will be using more often for sure. It's a good size, it's a good shape, and it can be unscrewed and stuff, so it's really good. Yeah, I hope this helped. If you were looking at the set and not sure to buy it, and yeah, thanks for watching.